It's what Jim and joined by Bryer from Bryer's Music Showcase and Jacob Martin from Jacob Martin. But at the moment, he's living in a What the Gym world as we're reviewing the Bob Dylan Oh Mercy album from 1989. His 26th studio album and produced by Daniel Lenoir, who also produced his Time Out of Mind album that me and Bryer reviewed on that channel. I think it was a couple of years ago now.
Yeah, it was definitely quite some time ago at this point.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to reviewing this one, as it's one of my favourite Bob Dylan albums. So,
nice.
was it your first time listening to it, to the full Bob Dylan album, Jacob?
Not only was this the first time listening to this album, but this is the first time I've heard a full-on Bob Dylan studio album.
Cool.
Yeah, and for me, I mean, of course, I've listened to it. I have quite a fair bit of Bob Dylan in my collection. But yeah, I just bought this recently.
Cool.
That's the good thing about my records, that the record store I go to, there's like a large Bob Dylan section where at any point, if I'm like, oh, maybe I should check out this album, I'll go over there and I'll look through it and like, oh, there it is, and I'll just pick it through. But yeah, this is the first time I heard this album for the first time as well, and actually this is the first like 80s Bob Dylan album that I listened to, because I have a lot of the a lot of the 60s, a lot of the 70s, a little bit of the 90s, but not from the 80s. So it was kind of interesting to check out this period of him, which I have not looked into yet.
Yeah, it's a unique Bob Dylan 80s album, I've heard. But I recently bought Shot of Love, which has got Every Grain of Sand on it. So I'll be checking that out at some point. But I also heard the Slow Train Coming album, which was late 70s.
Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah, I think that one's pretty underrated. I think this album is underrated, but we'll get to that at the end. So there's 10 songs in total. The first song is Political World, or What the Gym World.
Yeah. I think I'll kind of highlight my history with Bob Dylan before I go into the song. I've heard a lot of his big songs. I admire him as a songwriter. He's definitely one of the best songwriters there is. He definitely keeps me engaged, but I've never been like a go-to Bob Dylan guy because I'm always wondering, like, I love his songwriting, but the way he sings, for the longest time, I've not been that big a fan of. Like, he sings in this like super nasally voice, and it sounds like he's off pitch every time he sings, so that kind of takes me out of it. Even though I admire what he does as a songwriter. So going into this album, I'm like, Bob Dylan. Am I actually going to like this album? Well, we get to the first song, Political World, and I was taken aback by the production on this song. I was like, it's a little bit more rocking compared to what I'm used to from Bob Dylan. Yeah, he does have some rock stuff, but he tends to be more on the folksy side. But there's some like really good, cool guitar work on this song mixed with some more country instrumentation in there. So it's kind of like a blend of two genres I really love. And even when he sings, not just on this song, but on this whole album, his voice is raspier than some of his earlier stuff. And you can still hear that nasally, but for some reason, I didn't mind it near as much. I guess hearing a lot of Bob Dylan over the years and recognizing the craft that he has as a songwriter, it's like, you know what? The more I listen to Bob Dylan, the more I get it. And Political World is definitely one of those songs. This is one of my new favorite Bob Dylan songs. I loved every minute of it. It's lyrically, I think this song is really cool, talking about kind of like the different negative facets of like getting obsessed with the ins and outs of politics. And I always thought that was a very fascinating song. I love how he doesn't like play to one side of the spectrum. It's like, no, we live in a political world, so it's like both sides fall into this trap. And I really like that about the song, along with the production. I thought it was a really fascinating song. It's one of my favorites on the album.
Nice. Yeah, so as for me, I was not. I mean, I didn't know what to expect. As I said, this is the first '80s Bob Dylan album. But when I did some research, most people say this is kind of like a comeback for him because, from what I've heard, his '80s output is pretty spotty. So I had some little bit of expectation, but yeah, overall, I thought this was a very nice opening song. I like how it kind of fades in. I always like a good fade in every once in a while. And yeah, like kind of like what Jacob says, is a pretty upbeat, up tempo sounding song. I think the guitars and bass really sound really good on this one, and just has a very cool atmosphere. Um, and yeah, I think Bob sounds pretty good. It sounds very much like we're moving towards that "Time Out of Mind" vocal thing that he did on that album, which I did like. So I didn't mind his vocals on this album overall. But yeah, I think it's a pretty nice kind of little rocking song from Bob here. There's a nice guitar solo. I didn't actually watch it, but there is a music video for this song, and
I've
apparently
seen it
John
either.
Mellencamp. Yeah, apparently John Mellencamp directed it. So
That's
I
cool.
actually did
interesting
see the
there.
music video. It was a really cool video.
Oh, nice. But yeah, overall, I think it was a very nice opening song. I think it sets the mood very very well.
Yeah, I agree. It definitely sets the tone for the album. I think it's got one of the catchier choruses on the album as well. But yeah, I love the production and the guitar work. I think all this album is produced brilliantly. But I also love it lyrically as well. It's the song's a bleak view of society's corruption and moral decay, warning about living in a harsh, unforgivable world. I got ChatGPT to tell the meaning of all these songs. Yeah, I really love this one. I think it starts the album brilliantly. Yeah, then you move on. So next track on the album, which is it's a shorter song on the album. It's Where Teardrops Fall.
Man, I really like this one too, and I love the steel guitar on this song. I'm like, man, if Bob Dylan had done a full blown country album, it'd be the coolest thing, even with his nasally voice.
And he did.
Oh, he did.
Yeah, it was Nashville Skyline from 1969.
Is that the one where he sings with Johnny Cash?
Yep, that's the one.
Yeah.
Okay, I have heard that song. All right, but yeah, it's cool that he implements it on this album. Strangely enough, you think this would be a top 5 for me because of the country influence, but it's actually my second to least favorite song. It's still really good though, even with it being the shortest song on the album. I think there's just other songs on this album that I gravitated towards more.
All right. I really like this song as well. Yeah, it's one of the shorter songs, but I think there's a lot to it that I really like. Even though it's a much slower pace, but just the guitar work on there, I really love. I think it's a very nice guitar melody, especially in the beginning, and I'm just really enjoying this very chill, laid back atmosphere that he's doing here. And of course, you get a nice saxophone solo, which is I'm always a sucker for a sax solo. So because of that, it's definitely a highlight for me. But yeah, it's a short and sweet song, but it's really nice. I really enjoy this one.
Yeah, I really love it. It's actually in my top 3 on the album. I love it that much. I think it's one of his more underrated songs. But yeah, I love the steel guitar on it. It's got a very country sort of sound to it. Yeah, I think it's a really beautiful song, and I love the saxophone part that appears towards the end of the song. I wish it was in the song a bit longer.
Yeah.
But this is one explores loneliness and the struggle to find hope amid sorrow and loss. So yeah, I think it's a really strong song on the album. Next song on the album is Everything Is Broken.
All right, Everything Is Broken. This is probably the catchiest song on the whole album, and I mean that in a good way. It's kind of a checklist type song about different things that are falling apart, and pretty much the hook is everything is broken. And I think by the end of it, it's one where by the end I was just kind of singing along to it. Everything is broken. This and another song on the album, I'm debating whether it's going to be in my top 5 or not because it's a big earworm. I do like the guitar on there, and I always love it when Bob Dylan plays the harmonica. He does it a couple of times on this album, and it's a real big highlight on this song for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, like Jacob says, the title pretty much says it all about what the song's about. But yeah, this is a really fun song. This is another highlight for me. To me, the big standout is definitely the drumming and the percussion of it. Almost gives off a little bit of a swamp rock sort of vibe to me. Like I don't almost like musically, it almost sounds like something I can hear Creedence Clearwater Revival doing. Just not the voice, but yeah, I think it's an excellent track. Again, I like this is the first appearance of the harmonica, and I think it's very well placed in the song. Yeah, this is definitely a highlight for me as well. I like this a lot.
Yeah, I really love it. I think the lyrics do get a bit repetitive, but I still do really love it though, because you know what you know what he's going to sing next. It's going to be broken something. Yeah, I still really love it. It's one of the bluesier songs on the album. I love the harmonica on it. It appears several times on the album. And yeah, it's a very catchy song. I can't help but pop my head, listen to it. But this one's a cynical take on things falling apart, relationships, society, and personal life. All in need of repair. And I've actually got the lyrics here. So I've got the first line of the song. So broken lines, broken strings, broken threads, broken springs, broken idols, broken heads, people sleeping in broken beds. Ain't no use jiving, ain't no use joking. Everything is broken. Yeah. I think lyrically it's quite a funny song at times. So yeah, that's that song. The next one, the second to last song on the first side of the album is "Ring Them Bells."
All right, ring them bells. This song floored me listening to it. There's some good organ, or is it a piano? I forget which one it is. I think it's more of a piano the more I think
I
about
think
it.
it's more piano.
Yeah. Just I only listened to this album twice. But it almost has it has more of an inspirational feel to it about ringing the bells and encouraging people to carry on. I do like that about the song. It almost has like a gospel feel to it, which I do respect about it. I think it, as much as I make fun of his voice, I think this has some of his best vocals because you can tell that uh, he really cares about what he's singing, and that's what I really respect about the song. So with that, this is a top 5 song on the album for me. It's a powerful song.
Excellent. Yeah, and from what I've gathered, this is like the big song on the album. This is probably of all the songs, this song is covered the most. But for good reasons, because the first time I heard this one, yeah, I loved it right away. Again, it's basically a piano ballad, which I really enjoy a lot. And yeah, I also got that gospel influence here as well. And yeah, I think Bob does a great job vocally here. And even there's some really nice guitar textures in the song that's adds more to it. Yeah, I just really enjoyed this one. Again, I'm a sucker for ballads, so excellent song for me.
Yeah, I really love it. Spoiler alert: it's in my top 10 Bob Dylan songs. So it's got my favorite song on the album.
Nice.
Yeah, I think the melody it's really beautiful, and I love the lyrics as well. Yeah, I love the piano playing. I'm not sure who's doing the piano on this.
I think it was Bob who did it.
It wouldn't surprise me because he plays piano a lot nowadays.
Yeah.
In his concerts.
Yeah, it says he did play the piano on this song.
Cool. Yeah.
I didn't know he played piano until just now.
Yeah.
It's one of the more reflective songs on the album, and I think it's the best produced song on the album as well. But yeah, for the meaning of the song, it's a call for awakening and spiritual renewal, mixing urgency with hope for redemption. And I've got the lyrics for this one. I guess I mentioned this bit. Ring the bell, St. Peter, where the four winds blow. Ring the bells with an iron hand, so people will know it's rush hour now. On the wheel and the plough, and the sun is going down on the sacred cow. It's almost like a poem.
Yeah.
This one. Yeah, then you close the first side with, in my opinion, the weakest song on the album. You have the best song on the album, then the weakest song on the album, Man in the Long Black Coat.
Well, this is not my least favorite song on the album. This one made my top 5 as well.
Oh,
I thought
really?
this, in my opinion, was the most haunting song on the whole album. It has a little bit of that country folksiness in there that I really liked. And this was a song where I was just so invested in the storytelling and the lyrics about this relationship going south and this woman that's being seduced by the man in the long black coat. And I did some digging. I think some have theorized that the man in the long black coat is the devil. Like she made a bad deal with the devil and really messed this guy's life. Now, I think that adds more to the intrigue of the song. And I think this has some of Dylan's. Another one where I was really impressed by his vocal delivery on this song. Even the raspiness really adds an extra texture to the song, and I was really getting into. This is another one of the album highlights, in my opinion.
All right. I'm with Jacob. I also really dug this one. I was kind of shocked. I didn't think I was going to enjoy this one. But yeah, to me, this song is basically your classic Bob Dylan like storytelling type of song. You know, you have these very distinct characters, and then you have a plot line that has many interpretations to it. But yeah, I really enjoyed the overall music behind it. I really like the more somber tone. And again, Bob is kind of putting on this more sinister voice, which again really adds to the kind of scenario that's being portrayed. You have some excellent bass playing on this one too. Harmonica comes back here, and there's even moments when the piano and even some little guitar nuances that also fill out the sound very nicely. But yeah, I thought it was a very cool song. This is also a highlight for me as well.
I'm in a minority for this one, then. But I still do think it's really good. It just shows how good this album is. So the fact it's one of his favourites, I still found some enjoyment with it. I like that the harmonica returns again here. I like the whole mysterious vibe that this song has. It's also got some strings in it as well. I think they sound really good. But even though it's not one of my favourites, I still think it's one of the, I still think it's a pretty written song. I think the lyrics are probably the best part about it for me. It's a dark, haunting narrative about temptation, loss, and mysterious forces at work. So it is probably the darkest song on the album. But yeah, that's it for the first side of the album. Then side 2 we open with most of the time.
So if Man in the Long Black Coat is Adam's least favorite song on the album, most of the time is my least favorite song on the album. I still think it's a good song. I thought it was a good way to open the second side. But much like the other one that was weaker, I don't think there's a single bad song on the album. I just think there's other songs that I gravitated towards more than this one. It's still a well crafted song, though.
Yeah, I agree. This is also not one of my favorite songs on here. But I think the guitars are produced really nicely, like how they sound here. Getting good steady beats kind of fits the vibe he's going for. Once again, I think the bass work is what stood out for me. And there's some good guitar melodies here and there, but it's one of those songs I feel like maybe you can trim a little bit off it. I think it went on for a bit too long for what it was for what it is. But like I said, I don't think there's a truly a bad song on here, but this is definitely the one that kind of stands out the least to me. But it still has some good moments.
Well, I'm in the minority again. It made my top 3 on the album.
Wow.
I really love this one. Yeah, I think
This
it's
is
one of the
turning into a me and Jason situation.
I think it's one of the more beautiful songs on the album. I really like the bass playing on it as well, and I really like the drums. They're quite front and center on this one. Yeah, I really like the whole chilled vibe this song has, and lyrically it reflects on past love and the effort to convince oneself that things are okay, even when they're not. So I think it's quite a relatable song lyrically. And the surprise it's not one of your favorites. It made my top 3. And now we're on the next song, which is "What Good Am I?"
Yeah, another really good song on the album. Another one where I really liked Bob Dylan's vocal delivery, especially with what he's singing lyrically. I think he's kind of reflecting on, I guess, his own persona and whether he's good enough or not. I think there's relatability in the lyrics there. There's some good guitar work on there as well. It didn't quite make the top 5. This is a very stacked album. I have so many favorites on this album, but it's still a really good song. And if I had to give it an honorable mention, this would be on there. It's really good.
Yeah, I really like this one. This is, I guess, a highlight for me too. I think I really like the more chill vibe. Again, it's nothing in your face, but I think I really enjoy the mood that we have here. I think guitar work is really nice. Once again, you have a little piano and organ on this one, which sound really good. And one of the kind of more interesting things, like there's a lot of parts in the song where there's less space in between. Like sometimes I think when Bob is singing, like he'll pause and then for a split second before he continues on. I think it's a very cool little effect there, just kind of having space and then having the listener almost fill in the blank on where he's going to go. I think that's very nice, very engaging type of listening right there. So I think it's a pretty cool song. I think it's an excellent one.
Yeah, I think this one's it's really good. It's one of the slowest. It's probably the slowest song on the album. I like the whole laid back acoustic vibe this song has. But I do think maybe it moves a bit too slowly in time. I think it could have been a bit shorter. This one. There's also quite a few times I think the song's going to end, but it continues. It's like I have loads of different false endings to the song. But yeah, I really love it. It's not one of my top favorites on the album, but I still really like this one. Then the next song on the album is "Disease of Conceit." Actually, I forgot to mention the meaning for that one. So, what good am I expresses feelings of doubt, regret, and searching for meaning or worth. But yeah, back to "Disease of Conceit."
Man, this is another song that just floored me when I listened to this album. This is another one that's in my top 5. This one, this is the one that's got the organ in it. I got this and Ring Them Bells mixed up. This one is another very haunting song on the album, talking about people falling victim to what he words it as the disease of conceit. And I guess I would interpret that as people making poor choices and being addicted to stuff they shouldn't get into, among other things. And I think it just adds like a heartbreaking layer to the song about people struggling, but yet this and Ring Them Bells, I think there's like a similarity to it, where it's like you got the negative with Disease of Conceit, but earlier in the album you got the positive and the hope with Ring Them Bells. It makes you wonder if like maybe you could put the Disease of Conceit on side 1 and Ring Them Bells on side 2, because that's your answer right there. But regardless, I think both songs are great. Both of them made my top 5. So some of the slower ballad songs on the album, Bob Dylan's really knocked it out of the park.
It's
Yeah,
in
I
my
like
top
this
5
one. Oh, yeah.
as well. This one.
Wow. Yeah, I like this one as well. Again, I really like the more little sense of that gospel, little soulful thing he's going for again. I do like musically, I like the simplicity of it. Again, it's nothing too out there, but you're just kind of vibing with it, and you're just kind of really enjoying it. I don't have too much else to add to it, but I think it's another really strong song. It actually just barely missed out on my top 5, but it's a very strong honorable mention. But I think it's another really nice song.
Yeah, I think I think it's a brilliant ballad on the album. But to me, it sounds too similar to Ring Them Bells. Like when I heard, I thought, is this Ring Them Bells again? But lyrically, they're both very different songs. It's one of the more reflective songs on the album, and I really love the guitar solo in it. I think it's the only time you get a guitar solo on the album. We've got Mike here.
Hello.
Mike. Good one. Good one.
Oh, so I take it you don't like Bob Dylan's voice, Mike.
I wanted to see. I did see the Complete Unknown.
Not yet.
Also Mike seen that.
I still have not gotten around to seeing that movie. I've heard it's really good.
Yeah, I really love that movie.
I know that was Jason's favorite movie that came out last year.
Right.
It was one of mine. Yeah, not mentioned the lyrics for Disease of Conceit. So it's a self-critical song about pride and arrogance as a destructive personal flaw. But when I move on to the penultimate song on the album, What Was It You Wanted? I don't know. What was it? What was it you wanted?
I ask myself every day.
Oh, this one. Yeah, what was it you wanted? I said this one and Everything Is Broken, and I guess another song on this album's competing for what's going to be in that 5th spot in my top 5. I do really like this one a lot. I do like the guitar work in particular, which really complements his voice. This one, I think, kind of, even though I would consider this more as a rock album, there's still a little bit of tad country leanings to this song, and this is one where I could see somebody covering as a country song. In fact, I looked up, apparently Willie Nelson would later cover this song on one of his albums, which really makes sense. I've not heard his version to compare, but it's still a really good song. I think some of the other ones competing in my top 5, I think, stand out a little bit more than this one. So I don't think this one's going to be in my top 5, come to think of it. So I'll just give this an honorable mention then.
All right. So for me, I'm gonna say this. I would say this is my least favorite. I still think it's a solid song. I do like the more haunting tone we have here yet again. And there's some other good stuff. I mean, I like the harmonica playing on this one too. But to me, this one kind of stood out the least to me. I enjoyed what we had here, but I didn't. Even now, I forgot how it actually went. But I remember I liked it when I listened to it. So maybe if I listen to it more, maybe it'll grow on me. But right now, I'd say this is my least favorite song, but it's still a solid one. I wouldn't say it's not a bad song.
This This one didn't quite make my top 5. It was fairly close to making it. Yeah, I really love this one. I think maybe the song could be shortened slightly, but it doesn't stop me from thinking how awesome this song is. I really love that the harmonica returns here, and I think it's used the best here, in my opinion. But the whole song, it sort of gives me like a Neil Young vibe. Imagine Neil Young singing this one. I could also imagine Willie Nelson singing this one as well. But yeah, I love the lyrics to this one. It's a mysterious, haunted look at desire, misunderstanding, and the complexity of human motives. Yeah, I really love that one. But now we close the album with Shooting Star.
This and Everything Is Broken are the ones competing for that 5th spot. This is a beautiful song. This is, I would say, that of all the songs, this is Bob Dylan doing a love song, and he does it very well on this album. I'm glad it's the album closer because it ends on a really sweet spot, and I like the simplicity of it, especially in the way the guitar is played on it. There's a little bit of soulfulness in the vocal style, which I have to admire in Bob. Yeah, this is another excellent song, and I'm glad the album ends on a really strong note.
Me too.
Yeah. Yeah, this is like another. I would definitely put in the honorable mentions yet again. Yeah, I agree. I think this is a very fitting closing song. Again, it's one of the shorter songs here, but like Jacob said, it's short and it has a very sweet message to it, which I really like a lot. It's very uplifting. Just a nice steady beat on this one, just keeping it moving. And of course, it finishes off with a nice harmonica solo, which again, very fitting for Bob. But yeah, excellent closing song.
Yeah, I think it's amazing. Album opener. I think the album ends almost as strong as it opens. Yeah, it's a very meaningful song. It's very melancholic and interesting and introspective. But I love that the harmonica is actually the last thing you hear on the album. I'll talk about the lyrics. So yeah, literally the song closes the album on the poetic and longing note with it's a gentle, bittersweet farewell about fleeting love and missed chances, closing the album with quiet reflection. That's it. Let's see. That's all the tracks on the album, and now we'll give our top 5.
All right, so what's going to be in the top 5? I'll give a couple honorable mentions. What was it you wanted? What good am I? Are definitely honorable mentions. And what's going to be in the top 5? I think I'm going to have to go Everything Is Broken, which means my number 5 is going to be Shooting Star, which is a great album closer. My top and the rest, number 4, I'm going Disease of Conceit. Number 3, Man in the Long Black Coat. Number 2, Ring Them Bells. And my favorite song on this album is Political World.
What was your number 3?
Man in the Long Black Coat. Your least favorite?
It's number 3.
Well, that's my number 3.
All right. Okay, for me, I'll throw in 2 honorable mentions. So Disease of Conceit and Shooting Stars, like that's probably the 2 honorable mentions I'll throw out. But my number 5, I have Man in the Long Black Coat. Number 4, What Good Am I? Number 3, Everything Is Broken. 2, Where Teardrops Fall. And number 1, I'm gonna go with Ring Them Bells.
Well, I've actually ranked all the songs, and I've given each one a rating out of 10 as well. So my number 10 is Man in the Long Black Coat. But I'm still going to give it a 9 out of 10, though. I still think it's a really good song. But number 9, What Good Am I? Which I gave a 9.5 out of 10. To me, all the rest, I'm giving it 10 out of 10. So my number 8 is What Was It You Wanted? Number 7, Shooting Star. Number 6 is Political World. Number 5 is Disease of Conceit. Number 4, Everything is Broken. Number 3, Where Teardrops Fall. Number 2, Most of the Time, which I'm the only one that had it in the top 5 most of the time. And my number 1, yeah, it's Ring Them Bells.
Right.
As for a score, we'll go through that now.
All right. So I came into this album I wasn't expecting much because I've been critical on Bob Dylan, and I wasn't sure if I'd like, especially a later period album as like an on ramp. But man, was this a great album! I actually enjoyed every song on this album. I think the more I thought about it, the more I started to see why Bob Dylan is as admired as he is. Because even though he doesn't have the best vocal chops, he is an excellent songwriter. And even when he sings them, there's still a lot of heart in these songs that he sings, and I do respect that. So with that said, because I enjoyed every song on this album, I'm gonna give it a 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
It's that good of an album.
I've converted you to a Dylan fan.
I can't say I'm I can't say I'm a Bobby yet. I don't know what his fan club is.
You were close. Wow, 10 out of 10. I'm going to give it a 9.75. It's not quite a 10 for me. It's close. It's fairly close. It's in my top 50 albums. Actually, I'll try and find exactly where it is in my favourite albums. Let's have a look. I can't find it right now. But anyway,
Yeah.
what
I don't know if I ever would have rushed out to listen to a Bob Dylan album unless you had asked me to do this review with you.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, I've got it. So it's my 44th favourite album. So it's in my top 45.
Oh, wow.
Oh, there you are.
Sorry about that. It's breaking up.
What's your score, Bryer?
So I'm gonna go ahead and give this a 9 out of 10.
9. Cool.
I think it was I was very pleasantly surprised. Like I kind of mentioned it earlier. I didn't have high expectations, but I didn't have low expectations either. I was
I think Breyer's internet is acting up.
Well, at least it's only happening now. It didn't happen at the beginning of the review.
Yeah, that's true.
Going and kind of somewhere in between. But yeah, I enjoyed a lot of the songs here.
Bryer message in the private chat. I'm breaking up again. You can finish up.
All right.
So he gave it a 9 out of 10.
Yeah. Which is a really good rating. So yeah, I'm glad you did really enjoy this album.
Yeah. Yeah, I might listen to more Bob Dylan in the future.
Yeah. Maybe go with one of his 60s albums next.
Some of his classic albums. I might listen to that country album that Bryer recommended.
Nashville Skyline.
Yeah.
It's only about 25 minutes. It's one of his shortest albums. But yeah. Thanks for joining in the chat, Mike. Hopefully you watch The Complete Unknown. And if you do, I hope you like it. But do you have any closing thoughts before we end this?
I mean, this was a great album, great discovery. I guess kind of underrated in some regards because I've not heard anybody talk about these Bob Dylan songs, but they're great songs. I'd put Political World up there as one of my favorite Bob Dylan songs now, up there with, like a Rolling Stone.
That's like me with Ring Them Bells.
Yeah, Ring Them Bells
Until
is
next
good
time,
too.
everyone. Yeah, it's a classic to me. But until next time, everyone. Peace out. Peace and love. And ciao. Thanks for watching.